VHS was the home video format that really broke through to consumers. Others came before it, it would be improved upon later, but for many, VHS is synonymous with home video. That's what people remember renting, that's how they watched. Its relevance or popularity coincided with some of the biggest movies ever made, which helped make the format arguably the most successful of all time. Today on the videocast, we will be looking at the top 5 best-selling VHS in the format's history. Now we are going to be going by units sold. Pretty much every one of these has shown up in one of our other videos, so we won't be spending too much time talking about the movies themselves. We'll be focusing more on how they were marketed, the different tie-ins and merchandise that helped them sell so many copies. As always, I am your host Brian, and this video was made possible thanks to our patrons over at patreon.com/pixandportraits. $5 a month helps keep all this going and gets you access to dozens of Sousa videos, as well as digital copies of my book, The Nostalgia Economy. We've got physical copies as well, t-shirts, like, comment, share, all of that really helps. You can also follow us on Blue Sky if you want, posts on nostalgia, obscure media, links to everything in the description. Let's dive right into it with number 5, Jurassic Park. In our video on VHS screeners, we saw just how massive the home release of Jurassic Park was. 24 million units sold, the biggest movie of all time. At the time. We will be hearing that again very soon, but the hype around this was huge. It would be over a year before it was finally released on VHS, October, just in time for the holidays, 1994. They would actually market it in stores for months before it came out. They had pre-order bonuses for it. I love seeing all the different promotional material, hanging displays, posters. The POP is great. The shelves, some of these actually had motors in them so that the gates moved and closed. Very elaborate. As part of the marketing effort, a vacation to the filming locations was offered. This was also promoted through MTV. They had a promotion with Jell-O, as seen in this commercial here, a $5 rebate with every purchase. Adjusted for inflation, the $25 price tag on these tapes is now about $54 USD. So yeah, movies used to be a lot more expensive to watch, but you would own them. At number 4, we have James Cameron's Titanic, 25 million units. This film was massive and kicked off a craze, a renewed interest in all things Titanic. Lots of merchandise, being based on a real event, it didn't have to be licensed from the movie to sell. Numerous documentaries, made-for-TV movies, the soundtrack, iconic. People went nuts for this movie. They wanted anything Titanic. It was expensive to make. Critics thought it would be a disaster, like the source material, but it wasn't. Let's see. First movie to make $1 billion. 15 weeks at the top of the box office, in theaters for over a year, the new biggest movie of all time. It's no wonder it did so well on video. People were waiting for it when it was finally released on VHS, September 1998. Couple unique things here. First, it was released with a special collector's edition. This came with a film cell, some collector's cards, a bigger box. I think this might have been released a couple months later, in time for the holidays, judging by the marketing. Special or collector's editions are generally associated more with DVDs. We are in the same era, but this isn't without precedent. The Godfather films, as an example, got an awesome collector's set. Something else you really don't associate with movies, Titanic got a midnight release. Another thing that is quickly becoming lost to time. In an era of digital streaming, you no longer have to line up for hours just to get your copy of something. Video games are the only thing still doing this. Last one I went to was for Tears of the Kingdom back in 2023, but I have seen some for movies. MovieStop, GameStop's answer to Blockbuster, used to do them. This Titanic commercial is from Blockbuster. It has Eddie K. Thomas, probably best known for American Pie, setting up for the midnight release. It leans heavily into the craze. We hear all the people clamoring outside, rushing to get in. They also had a contest where you could rent a cruise, which is a wild prize for Titanic. I found this commercial for Reel.com, early online movie retailer owned by Hollywood Video, I believe. Went out of business when the dot-com bubble burst. This highlights all the money the movie made with a record scratch, asking, why give them more? It's advertising a sale, $9.99. This other sale here from Coles, apparently an Australian grocery store, $28.50. You got $5 back if you bought some candy with it. This movie was huge. Bit of a change of pace for number 3, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. This is an interesting entry here. Everything else we're looking at today is contemporary to the time, the 90s. This is obviously much older. Produced in 1937, nearly 60 years before it would finally be released on home video, a few weeks after Jurassic Park in October 1994. Like Titanic, Snow White got a special edition that came with an extra tape, a making of doc, an art book, and some replica posters. 28 million units sold. I found 2 commercials promoting its release. One shows the affection generations of people have for Snow White. Older people, kids, all reminisce about their favorite scenes and memories. The other hypes it as the greatest film ever made, the one everyone has been waiting for, something we haven't mentioned in this video, but is always worth repeating. If it wasn't on TV or re-released in theaters, you weren't seeing it. Theatrical re-releases used to be a big deal for this reason. Snow White came out many times over the decades, but this was your chance to own it forever, for a limited time. Disney realized very early on that selling your product once or having it always be available would affect your ability to sell it in the future, so they devised the Disney Vault. This was a marketing idea where their movies would only be available for a short time, just like a theatrical run, manufactured scarcity, creating FOMO. Buy it now, you won't get another chance to for at least 10 years. At the end of every commercial, these tapes were promoted as available for a limited time. After a certain amount of time, stores just couldn't sell them anymore. This practice continued all through DVD, Blu-ray, and, despite execs saying different, even Disney Plus, movies have disappeared from the service, and it's only a matter of time before they start cycling out the classics. Disney movies coming to VHS were such a big deal, McDonald's had an entire promotion around them. In 1996, they featured toys from Disney movies, both contemporary and classic, dubbed the Disney Masterpiece Collection. These toys even came with smaller versions of the iconic white clamshell cases. At the same time, McDonald's had a trivia challenge, similar to the Monopoly game, with peel-off trivia questions on fries and drinks. You could win every time, everything from a trip to Disney World, to money, food, books, everything except the videos themselves, because many of them are already in the vault. Disney has a long history with fast food, much has been covered on this channel, but the staying power of certain films can be measured by how long after their release promotions are still happening. The second best-selling video of all time, Aladdin, still had promotions well into the mid-90s. I used this clip before, Pizza Hut offering coupons for the home release of Aladdin. Standard kids meal, but these boxes are great. Commercials for Aladdin's VHS release call it the most popular animated film of all time, a whopping 30 million copies, October 1993, just in time for the holidays again, which are highlighted in this other commercial. I love the tone here. What are you doing? Not asking for this for the holidays. Very 90s. It's the perfect gift, the only gift that will bring your family together, which is quite the claim. I also found some print ads here. I love this one, Grant Your Kids' Wish for Aladdin on VHS. This other one here, a pre-order form, reserve yours and get a watch and a lithograph. This is cool. I really wanted to find a merchandise screener but couldn't, but there is this targeted at retailers still. This hypes how big the marketing effort is going to be, and we're seeing it's going to be bigger than Beauty, meaning Beauty and the Beast. And it was. That movie was huge too. It's actually the 6th best-selling VHS ever. Just missed our list. Disney kept getting bigger and bigger with every new movie, peaking with their follow-up to Aladdin and the best-selling VHS of all time, The Lion King. March 1995, 32 million copies sold. This film was so heavily promoted through the soundtrack, chocolate bars, fast food tie-ins, cereal. They went after kids, parents. VHS tapes were basically babysitters, so it's no surprise the top 3 movies are all aimed towards kids. Lots for The Lion King theatrical release, but surprisingly, not a whole lot for this home release. Your standard commercial, get it this week for a limited time. This Unitel promotion phone service, if you signed up, you got a $20 rebate on your copy of The Lion King. Burger King offered these finger puppets. Again, not a whole lot, but the movie sold. Just to show you how popular both Aladdin and The Lion King were, both of their straight-to-video sequels are also in the top 20 best-selling VHS of all time. Disney was on fire in the 90s. We talked about the Disney Afternoon and Renaissance in our Fast Food History of 90s Cartoons video. Check that out if you haven't. That's it for me today. Let me know what you think. Did you grow up with VHS? What was your favorite movie? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, share, and again, if you had the means, please consider supporting us on Patreon. This week actually marks the 50th episode of the PMP Videocast, so thank you so much for making it what it is. As always, thank you so much for your interest. It means the world to me. Thanks for watching. Here's to the next 50.